Hey, what's happening? This your boy Chopper Zoe, live with the Evening Rush.
It's the Evening Rush.
What's good? What's
Hello
good,
there.
man? It's a special Saturday edition of the Evening Rush. We are 100% live today. All right. What up, Rainbow? How are
On
you?
this good Saturday.
Happy New Year, everybody. That's
Happy
first
New
and
Year.
foremost. Happy New Year.
That's
How you
right.
doing? How you been,
I've seen
Rainbow?
worse days. I've
You
seen
see,
worse days. I've seen better days. I'm not gonna complain.
that's what we don't do. I got you. It's been a long Saturday, so I understand what you're talking
Your Saturday's been long. I've been binge watching TV just about all day.
about. While I've been out with the kids doing what our
Yeah.
little one too. So I
And
know what it is.
I had to stand online for 2.5 hours for a COVID test, but that's about the most exciting thing I did today.
2.5 hours. Damn.
That's actually not bad. Some people, they be like, I was 95 in line. Mm-mm.
Damn. Yeah. I don't know. Where I go, the spot I go to, the most I'm in line maybe is 10, 20 minutes.
Mm.
You know, and I'm in and out. And
Don't tell nobody. Look, don't tell nobody where that spot is.
Oh, you know I
you'll
wasn't doing that.
You'll be waiting longer. Just tell me
I
on the
wasn't doing
side, so next time I gotta go, I can just go.
Facts. Oh, you know I wasn't doing that. Yeah. Nah. You ain't gonna mess up my good 20
That's
minutes.
right.
I gotta go Monday.
Mhm.
I gotta go next week just to get it done myself. So you know what I
I
mean.
mean, I guess it was free. It was free. It was at a church down the block from my house, so it wasn't that bad. I know that some people be going to these urgent cares, and the line is wrapped around the corner and down the block in front of people's houses, and I don't got time for all that.
But you know what's killing me? Everybody shouting out Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. They're super excited, but we're still going through a pandemic. And that's the part that
it's nothing changed.
Nothing really changed.
There's no change yet.
You know, and now you got these health workers that saying they don't want to take the vaccine. So now that's adding on to the fact now if they don't want to take the vaccine and we don't take the vaccine, when is this really going to stop? You know what I mean?
No one's going to take the vaccine, and we're still going to be in this pandemic for who God knows how long.
Well, you know, today we going to be finding out how you're going to keep your fitness going on. Wow.
How you keep your health and fitness up during COVID?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
we're going to do that with our special guests today.
And one of our sponsors. Right.
TL Mac
he's a
one of a great brother. I've known him for ages. So you know what I mean. Let's hit him.
Why you make it sound like y'all like 85 years old? I've known him for ages.
Yeah, I mean you got to think about it. Well, let's first of all, Twin, come on in. You know what I mean. There you go. What's going on, Twin?
What's going on? Thanks for having me once again. Because I was one of the originals from the Evening Rush. But we doing it today on Saturday.
Look, here we go. No, my original co-host.
It is.
You know, it used to be Twin Rainbow.
You had the Beauty and the
Beast. Pretty much.
Wait, let me correct it. The Beauty and the Beast. Plural.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Cocoloso, man. So you went from Twin, aka Mr. Grind, the king of Creeper Nation. You know, first of all, when we say Creeper Nation, we're talking about the drinks. One of the best drinks you can have in the business. You know what I mean? Definitely, yo, that Henny tea always got me smacked. Love the Henny tea. Word up. And I remember it started off as just red and purple.
Yeah.
It started off red and purple. After that amazing pajama party.
I remember that.
Before the pajama party.
I remember that. I was a bartender.
Yep.
Yeah. Amazing pajama party. You know, then it blew. from that point it blew up, and we just kept going because I was proud to say I was a part of that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
part of the original team right there.
I went to Georgia and was selling creepers like I lost my mind.
Listen,
tell us a little bit about that creeper life, man.
Oh, Creeper Nation! Shout out to my partner, and best friend, Lovely Locks, aka Barbara Grant.
Loxy Locks.
What happened was we went to Atlanta for a PRO convention, and my dude Fever, that's out there in the Carolinas, he got his own drink. I can't remember the name of the drink so many years ago, but we was in the lobby. It had to be 500-600 people in the lobby. It was crazy. It was a PRO convention, so it was crazy. People from all over the country out there.
Right.
So he walked into the back door and he was like, "I'm here." And the whole fucking lobby cleared. And I'm like, "What's going on here?"
I was waiting for them drinks.
I didn't know. I walked outside to see what was going on. And he had a pickup truck with 2 coffin-sized coolers, like huge joints, full of half-a-gallon joints. And he was just selling out. And when I say, like, he sold out both coolers in like 10 minutes. And I'm sitting there like, yo, hold up. How does he even go down like this? What he doing? So I had to sit down and be like, yo, I know people that make nutcrackers in New York. And if he making paper like this, I'm like, and my popularity at the time in New York was insane, whether, within the streets or, in the circuit, but it was kind of crazy. I was well known. So me just add another hustle to my name it was inevitable. So
nice.
Creeper Nation, it became a household name up here in New York. I can't even say New York because people in Connecticut, Jersey, Delaware, Maryland was hitting me. Virginia, I still got people in Virginia hitting me like, yo, twin, I need those drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, Creeper Nation, what you got? Yeah.
That's a part of the journey. We about to go. We in a time capsule right now. We going through a journey.
Right, so let's take it.
So my thing was
that party.
No, I'm going past that. We going to fast forward a little bit. You was the man selling drinks, but what people didn't know behind the scenes is that you had a kidney illness.
Yeah.
Tell us about that kidney illness.
No, forget all that. He was the man behind the drinks and don't even drink.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's why I joined the team, because I was the taste test dummy right there.
All right. So what I'm gonna say about that is, right, and this is gonna be God honest truth. Now, if you think about it, right now, I don't know if we got kids, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest about it. I'm gonna be transparent. I was a crack dealer. I sold coke. I sold crack. I sold heroin.
You didn't have to test that, huh?
Yeah. I mean, big for the best. Never get high on your own supply. And I got people that family members that was in the game, and they used to always put that in my head, like, yo, you don't do anything that's gonna mess with your mental state. So if anything you do is gonna mess with your mental state, it's gonna either slow your reaction time up or it's gonna slow your thinking time up. So from that point on, I never smoked, I never drank. I always had to be on my P's and Q's. And only time I ever got caught up is when, it was just always, I was doing something that I had no business doing to get caught up where I should have been on point, wasn't on point. There go my little cousin.
But tell us about.
If y'all don't get what you're talking about, then I don't know what y'all don't know.
But you didn't answer the question.
What's the question?
What was with the kidneys?
I had a disease. I have a disease. I can't even say I had a disease. I have a disease called polycystic kidney disease. I'm going to assume that it runs in the family. It's not on my mom's side, so more than likely it's definitely my father's side, because my aunt also has it now, his younger sister.
Wow. And
I have a brother now that's on dialysis. Shout out to my brother Daniel. It's my dad's son. 2 separate moms, but he's also on dialysis. So, I talk to him, every so often about his ailment and what he's going through. And of course, anybody that has kidney failure or have ever know anybody that has kidney failure, it becomes, it's not only physical, it's mental, because it wears you down and it also wears your family down. So
he has polycystic kidney too, or? Or is it something different?
I think it's polycystic, but he's diabetic, you know, high blood pressure, you know. He live in North Carolina actually, and he got to lose some weight. So, you know, I've always told him, you got to come down off of some of that weight, you know, and that'll help the diabetes.
Right.
So my question to you is, what is polycystic? Yeah, that.
Yeah. Polycystic is when cysts grow in your kidneys, and after a while, if enough cysts take over your body, all over your kidneys, the kidneys will stop functioning.
And the reason why I said that, because when I seen the picture, once they took them out of you, you had little baseballs.
Yeah.
It was ugly.
It was, first of all, the size of the kidney looked like a football, but then you had little baseballs in them. And then I was just like, wow, that's what they took out of you. And then you showed the size of regular
baseballs and golf balls.
Regardless, the joints was they was very big, and you know,
yes,
that had to be painful.
They were very painful. They was for many years, you know, a lot of people didn't understand my pain level, and I not only did I deal with kidney problems, I dealt with a drug addiction from it. I got addicted to pain pills as a result.
Yeah, that's usually how people get addicted. They got some type of anything like an accident or any type of you know, something that's going to cause them a lot of pain, and they get addicted to pain pills.
And that's where it was with me. You know, it was like, you know, it was really ridiculous because I tried my best, you know, to ease the addiction, but it got the better.
Did you know you were addicted at the time?
Nah, I didn't, and that's the crazy part. You know, it was I went to have surgery in 2011, and the doctor told me in order for them to do surgery, I had to be off the pain pills for 3 weeks and then come back and see him. You know,
wow.
I was taking every couple of hours 3 oxys and 2 perks, along with Tylenol or Aleve and Advil. You know, I would go through a bottle of Aleve or Advil or Tylenol in like a day. And I'm talking about like the big bottles. Like I popped the bottle and just.
That was too much on your kidneys anyway.
Yeah.
Kidneys was going bad anyway, but the pain, you know, to me, the pain was a lot worse than what I actually was, you know, the pain was, I could deal with the kidney issue because the kidneys were still working. I still could go to the bathroom and stuff, but it was more so the pain. The pain was just, it was ridiculous. And I really didn't want to, I didn't really want to deal with the pain, especially when I was still young and I'm just dealing with other things. So I was dealing with too much, you know, and it's like, hey.
Were you pretending to not be in pain?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people see me out in public and didn't know, you know, I'd have pulled up on you and be like, yo, what's good? And be high as a kite. And I can't even say, I wouldn't feel no pain, you know, so wow. I felt good. That's what I would say. I felt good.
Yeah, because I used to see you a lot and I never knew you was in pain. Never.
Yeah, and I mean,
yeah, I knew he had a kidney problem, like, because we are family. But as far as his pain, he never seemed like he was in pain to me.
Yeah, I mean, I masked it well, you know, and I was going through so much, you know, it was amazing how I was able to, you know, to mask what I was going through, you know, at the time, you know, like 2011, I stopped working, you know, because of my ailment, and I ended up getting full custody of my oldest daughter. So here it is, I'm not working. I got full custody of a 10-year-old, a 10, 11-year-old, and life was just hard. I just had a baby in 2010. So things it was spiraling out of control for me. And it was just like, I couldn't really do anything, you know, and I'm like, yo, am I going to go back to the streets and, you know, selling this drugs, or am I going to start hitting these banks. What am I going to do? How am I going to take care of kids? Where I ain't got no real income coming in, and thus that's where Creeping Nation was born.
Okay.
I had a lot of friends that held me down. Made sure I was good. Family definitely was, riding for me. I always had a place to stay. Still to this day. If anything goes wrong and I gotta lose this roof over my crib, I still got a place to stay.
Yeah. So now you went through a journey as far as your kidneys.
Big journey.
Big journey. Now you got a kidney transplant.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got a brand new kidney. Now you on a new lease of life.
Yeah.
And shout out to your sister, like, yo.
Yeah, shout out to my baby.
Robin.
She made that choice to say, you know what, I got him. I got my brother.
Yeah. And what's amazing? This time last year, I was just looking at my memories from Facebook, and I was in the hospital. I went in the hospital December 28th, 2019, and I still don't remember the day I came home. Me and Dawn, we had a conversation on the side of Rainbow too, and it was just like, I don't remember too much about, what led up to me going to the hospital. I don't remember me even going to the hospital. I just know, after a day or two, I woke up and I was just in the hospital. People say I was talking, but a lot of times I don't really remember things that took place there. I guess probably because when I first got in the hospital, I was looking at my charts, recently, from the hospital, and I was
I left you that night before you actually went in.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I don't remember even having my wife even told me, I had a Super Bowl party. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. For me to have a party at the crib, and I guess I had a lot of people. I don't know how many people was here. It was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID. Thank God.
Yeah. So I don't know what the situation was. Truthfully, I didn't remember my mom's and my sister being here. So and what's weird is now that I think about it, there's no pictures from the Super Bowl party, at least that I remember.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any. Even
it was all a figment of everyone's imagination.
Nah, I think I got I actually got 2 pictures that I threw on an old Snapchat.
Well, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is probably right around the time that Super Bowl took place. Well, I had the kidney February 3rd, so maybe around February 2nd, I might see some pictures. Yeah, from memory. But as of right now, I don't remember none of that.
So now that you got a new lease on life, you have a new health. I see you went from changing from Mr. Grind to the Phoenix.
Yeah. So
out of the ashes, what we got now? What we dealing with now?
Well, what happened was, I was a scumbag. I'm gonna keep it 100. The old saying, look, Rainbow, if you don't fix your face.
Sorry.
There's an old saying, hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm. And misery loves company.
Yeah, definitely that. And I was hurt. I was miserable, and family, friends, my wife, everybody felt my wrath. And people that cared about me the most, I treated like shit. So, especially my wife. Well, my wife, she should have left me 10 times over. And would have found something, much better. But she stuck by me through all the nonsense. So,
a good woman.
Yeah, that's my backbone. You know what I'm saying? And she's tatted on me. So that's my queen right there.
That's right.
So and I'm not done with the work that I'm doing with her, because she don't even know. Unless she watched the show, she's actually doing her own live because she got her own business, but she's on a live right now. That's right.
Bling Queen. That's right. Get it.
Yep.
E-Bling accessory.
Speak it.
Shout out. That's my cousin right there too.
All right, Nicole.
So it just became a crazy thing, So I gotta appreciate her. So I'm doing a couple of tattoos. Me and Robin are doing matching tattoos. We're gonna do a piece on the arm.
A kidney.
I'm not gonna tell everybody exactly what we're gonna do, but when we do it, when we do it, it's gonna be it's gonna be something special, because at the time, me and Robin, that's my little sister, but we wasn't as close as we are now, and it took right. me almost dying, and I'm not gonna say almost dying, because again, talking to my wife, I died in the ambulance, on my way to the hospital. I was supposed to go to Long Island Jewish Hospital, and they ended up taking me to what's the joint over there in Franklin I hate that hospital, you know.
No one likes that hospital.
You know. But, you know, it didn't last long. I got there. I don't know how many hours I stayed. You know, they told me they transferred me the same day, whether it was either the same day or the next day. But like I said, I don't remember much, but I know I got transferred. And I ended up going to LIJ Manhasset or Northwell Manhasset, whatever you want to call it. It's done been through so many so many name changes.
Northwell, LIJ,
yeah.
North, South, who knows what it's called.
So, I mean, so now, you know, I got that kidney and it was like, it woke me up. And, you know, I had to realize I was doing so much damage, you know, to not only to myself, but to the people around me. And I had to apologize to a lot of people, you know, especially my wife, because, you know, she's still young. She could have been out there and been like, yo, F you know, I could do this, I could do that, you know. And she's a great woman, you know, she's educated, you know, she's making her own money, you know, between, you know, she's educated and she has e-bling and accessories. So she's doing her thing. So I mean, but she stuck by me. So, you know, nobody can say there ain't no good woman out there, you know, because I got a great one. And at the end of the day, you know,
amen.
They always, you know, and they sit back and say, you know, a man can't change, you know, a woman can't change a man has to change itself. And in all reality, that's going to be the truth, because it took me taking a step back, realizing that I was destroying my family for me to start making a lot of changes. And that's exactly what I did. I started
making changes. Woman can only be a good woman, but it takes a man to want to change in order to just be a good man.
Yeah. So, you know, but going back to that, you know, so my next tattoo, you know, she had an idea for a tattoo for me. So, you know, she gonna come with me to get the tattoo. And this is outside of what me and Robin getting. But I'm gonna actually get something to commemorate her, to show, you know, my appreciation for her.
Okay.
And she won't let me get a tattoo on my neck with her name on it, you know, because I mean, damn sure we're gonna do it.
I feel you, girl. I feel you. I don't do that. You was trying to get it right here on your throat.
Well, look,
he thought he was the Undertaker. He thought he was the Undertaker.
Giving me the.
He thought he was the Undertaker. That's what it was.
Oh man!
I mean, but she will be. You know, I'm gonna show my appreciation for her on my next tattoo. You know, she already picked the tattoo that she wants me to get, but it's gonna be more things added to it. You know, because, you know, that's my dove, right? You know, I set her free, you know, in my own little way, and she came back.
Returned.
Yep, and you know, she definitely, you know, she definitely held me down, you know. And I, you know, there's a ton of people, you know, you too, y'all held me down. Y'all was there, you know, checking on me, you know. Big boy, that's my dude, you know. It's so many people in the box. If I start, you know, my man Ben, you know, he gonna do his own stuff.
We ain't never gonna finish if you keep naming who was there for you.
I can't name it. Yeah, it's going on, you know. So I mean, you know, February 3rd, you know, I got taken into the operation room, and they removed my natural kidneys. And you know, you guys done seen that, you know, and it just,
them things was ugly.
Yeah, but I don't care about them things being ugly. Them things was painful, you know.
I bet. Them suckers was enlarged, very enlarged.
Very.
Yeah. The natural kidney, your kidney should be the size of your fist, right? So, you know, your fist is only but so big.
Like this big.
So my joints was the size of footballs, and 10 pounds. One was 10.2 pounds, and the other was like 10.7.
Wow.
That's why your stomach was so big.
Yeah, my stomach was ridiculous, you know. And I remember I used to always hear people always be like, yo, you got a big stomach, you got a big stomach. But people that didn't know me, or even people that did know me, didn't understand, you know, that my kidneys were growing inside me. So you only have but so much room on your insides, you know, for your kidneys to go either left or right. So my kidneys just kept growing and growing. So they could only come out. So as they came out,
you looked like you were pregnant.
I looked like I was having a kid.
More than one. It was more than one child. You look like you might have been having twins or triplets.
Yeah.
So now,
so you know what? Even that's another reason why, you know, I had twins on February 3rd when they took the twins out of my body. So you know, but they were dead, so they didn't work. So that's why I don't go by twin anymore. I mean, but people still call me twin. I answer, but you know, TL Mac T. You know, I take all of that. You know, my wife calls me Pain.
I because you were pain in her behind?
Not no more. I mean, I could be, but she's a bully.
So now you started TL Mac Fitness, and that's where we got to get to. TL Mac Fitness is where you stopped everything else, and you said, "I'm gonna start a fitness, be a trainer."
Yeah,
well,
it's not just a trainer. It's more than that, because Dawn, as long as you've known me in Rainbow, when I was doing the M.Dot thing, at M.Dot times I was physically a monster. I was in the gym. I was
about to say you've always been into fitness.
Yeah,
gym rat.
Yeah, gym rat is not what the word for what I am. I could pretty much buy a bed and put it in the gym for how much I'm in the gym.
That's what happens when you want to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to go to. So, all them times I was trying to be a bodybuilder, but them damn kidneys, every time I got close, the kidneys just stopped me. And it was like, I'm getting it. And the last time I went, I was about 2016, I started training again. And, the wife approved some extra stuff that I can use, so I could,
What's the extra stuff?
Speed up the process. I got on steroids. For a couple of months. So, we had a long talk.
Steroids? No, let me stop. Horse tranquilizers?
No. Was it the pills or was it the
I had both. I took pills and injections. Injections was every other day. Pills was every day. So I did it for about 3 months, and after 3 months, maybe I didn't wait long enough, but I didn't see the real
rage.
No, I mean I have natural anger issues then, but so I can't say I had
roid rage too. I'm pretty sure of it. You probably didn't realize.
I didn't think I don't think I was on the roids long enough to have roid rage. I know maybe the wife might know. She might have noticed the change.
I know they say when you on like steroids, sometimes it messes with your like face, like acne and stuff. Did you get any of that? No,
I had acne on my back. I had
from the steroids.
I don't know, because I always, at the time I was eating crazy. So I mean, I can't. I was eating a lot of greasy food, but I was still eating a lot real healthy. But to be like the grease from the Chinese food, because they the garlic sauce and stuff, they cook all that stuff in oil.
MSG.
Yeah. So it was just not the best stuff for me. So I mean, it could have been that. But I mean,
is it called MSG? It is.
It's MSG. Yeah. After a while, I just realized it wasn't really doing nothing for me, and the amount of money I was spending for it, every couple of weeks was $200-$300 easy. So it was just and I'm like, this really isn't doing nothing for me. It wasn't really increasing my pump in the gym. My look was pretty much the same. I was you can see my chest was sitting up a little bit more, but it wasn't enough of a dramatic change for me to be like, yo, I'm killing this right now. I got to stay on, and it just didn't work out for me like that. So, and when I came off, shortly after I came off, I continued in the gym, and then I caught a kidney infection. And
do you think it's from the steroids?
No, it wasn't from the steroids. It was a cyst had burst.
Oh.
So when the cyst burst, it was like, we don't know what's going on, and you're doing a lot of core work, so more cysts can burst. So at the time,
you're upsetting them.
Yeah, at the time, I used to have the wife and my kids. Everybody used to walk on my back because my back was always hurting. And I made a mistake one time, and I don't care what she said. I know she could come out the room, but I made a mistake, and I brought her with me to the doctor when the doctor told me nobody can't walk on my back. And since then, she don't walk on my back no more, and it's not even in my body no more.
He's like, I missed the massages, them feet.
But you don't have that problem anymore. So
the kids can't even walk on my back. Like I used to. She don't even allow that. I'm like,
is it? But did the doctor say this after you got the new kidney or before you got the?
It was before. But
so ask the doctor now. Maybe something changes, and maybe now you can go back to.
Well, you know what I didn't like?
We all know how Erica is. When Erica is stuck on something, Erica is not changing her mind on that. If the doctor, all she gonna say is, well, I was a whole different doctor. So I'm going to listen to the other doctor. If that other doctor said, you got something with that, I'm listening to that doctor. I'm like, but my transplant doctor, I don't care what your transplant doctor said. But if I can't have like certain food or something to drink, she'll listen to tell her then. But if I could get
I remember the day, and it was something I was really upset at you about. I remember when you just say, you know what, I'm done with dialysis. I ain't doing dialysis no more. I don't care. And I was like, bro, but you need that. And he was like, nah, I don't need it. I'm good.
Yeah, that was my
him giving up.
That was my dark side, you know. And at the time, I was on dialysis for a little over 5 years, and at the time, it was just like, yeah, you know what, I'm miserable. You know, I'm going to at one point I was doing dialysis through my stomach. It was called peritoneal dialysis, and then I ended up I caught a hernia and almost died. You know, I can't remember what exactly happened with that one, but it was like I know I had a blockage in my stomach and from the hernia, and I had mesh from a hernia inside the belly thing, so everything was wrapped around. So they rushed me. I had emergency surgery, and they told me, straight up and down, if I didn't have surgery that day, I probably wouldn't have made it another 2 days. So I'm not even gonna lie. You know, when I went to the doctor and the doctor was like, yo, you should go straight to the hospital. I didn't go to the hospital. I went home.
Of course you did.
So
of course you did.
I called Eric and I told Eric, I was like, yo, they want me to go to the hospital. But I was like, yo, I'm gonna go home and chill out for a little while. And to this day, Trish, my little sister, Trish is supposed to be at work. She walks in the house while I'm laying down watching TV. Now I'm in the crib by myself, just chilling, watching Sports Center.
That's the problem.
And she comes downstairs and she starts yelling at me. And she's like, you supposed to be at the hospital. Why are you home at it? And I'm sitting here looking like, how the hell you know I'm supposed to be at the hospital? And I'm like, did Erica call her? Did my aunt call her? Who called her? Because she worked she worked at the Montessori.
So doesn't matter. She was doing what she was supposed to do. God told her, get your behind to the house and tell him he gotta go.
Because it was basically a breakdown of depression, I figured, and you know, it was a mental health. It started becoming a mental health issue.
My father went through the same thing because he had dialysis. He had kidney issues. He was on dialysis, and then he just stopped going to dialysis. I didn't know this. But once I found out that he had stopped going to dialysis, no. That's not what, no. We can't do this. And then it just trickled down. And as you all know, my father passed away. Not from his kidney issues, but from other things. But my father wasn't taking care of his health properly. So you just better be glad that you had people around you that wouldn't allow that to happen to you.
Yeah, you know, but this was what? 2000, I think that was 2016, 2017, something like that. And then, you know, last year, you know, 2019, it was like, you know, me and the wife had a conversation and we were sitting on the couch and she was sitting on the couch and I was in the room and I had just came back from dialysis and my mind was made up. So I came in here, I said, you know, my mother-in-law lives 2 doors down. So I was like, yo, can we send Vanessa next door because I want to talk to you. And she's like, well, why Vanessa got to go next door? I'm like, you know, what we need to talk about is like really, really serious. And I just need you to hear me out. So I was like, you know, we sent Vanessa next door. And, you know, I shout out to my daughter, Vanessa. You know, she's doing an amazing job in high school. All my kids are doing amazing. Vanessa,
yes, they are.
We see. Shout them all out, you know. But we sent them next door. And I looked at her and I said, Joe, I need to talk to you. And I just need you to know, I love you, you know, but I'm done with dialysis. And she was like, what do you mean? She's like, you need dialysis. And I'm like, I'm hurting. And like, I tell anybody that doesn't go through dialysis, they don't understand the physical and the mental part of it. You know, you might be able to see what we're going through, but it's so much more. And what I said to her, I think it might have been like April or something like that. March, April, somewhere in that time frame. And I said, listen, if I don't have a kidney by August, I'm going in hospice. So to see her cry, you know, it hurt me but it goes back to what I said about, hurt people. And at the time I wasn't thinking so much about her. I was thinking more so my sanity, my pain, everything I was going through. And so what she did was she three-wayed my family. She called my aunt and my mom's and made me tell them. And I'm like, I don't want to cry now because it's getting emotional, but I had to tell my family I wanted to die. So, it got kind of crazy. My brother came over here, my twin brother, my older brother, they came over here, they tried to talk me out of it, but my mind was made. My aunt Kim was living in Vegas and my mind was made up. It was like, you know what? I have insurance, and I tell anybody, make sure you got life insurance. So I have life insurance, and I'm like, my family, y'all can live off of that, y'all. It's not gonna be much, but it's gonna be something to take care of the family. At least get the wife and the kid, they could get a house, and everybody else to have a little change in their pocket, at least to go to school or something. So Trish came through again. Trish called me one night. She called me Father's Day. I'll never forget that. She called me Father's Day, and I'm sitting on the couch watching TV. And she was like, so what you doing? I'm like, I'm watching TV. I think I might have been watching basketball. It had to be sports because I was in the living room by myself. Erica, not sitting in the living room when I'm watching sports. Unless it's wrestling. Yeah, I know my wife. She's an undercover wrestling fan.
Why she gotta be undercover?
But she don't just post it out there. Like, she watches wrestling frequently. Frequently. Sometimes, like, let us go to a live event, she'd be louder than me. But
she's just enthusiastic. Leave her alone. Yeah,
okay. We almost had a fight yesterday. I was gonna buy a Nerf gun and she was gonna buy a Rock and Roman Reigns doll. Yeah. Them joints was not coming in this house. But anyway, so she calls me on Father's Day and was like, I've been tested, and me and you have the same blood type. And I'm like, okay. And she was like, so I'm going to give you a kidney. And I'm like, you're going to do what? Now, mind you, got to remember, my cutoff time was August.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's what's up. I broke down crying. I'm an emotional guy. I'm not going to lie, especially now. I think because I got my sister's kidney in me, I done got a lot more emotional.
Whatever. Tell us anything.
We was at the wedding, man. We was at the wedding.
Word.
Yeah, here y'all go. Jokes.
But it is galore.
Yeah, listen, she didn't stop.
It's all right because she was absolutely beautiful. So I was back there crying too. Like, I was getting married.
I look at her now, she got her little her little bonnet thing on her head. She just wake up. She still look amazing to me. I'm like, you're beautiful, baby. She was like, where? And I'm like, right there. You're beautiful.
That's what you better tell her. Even if you don't feel away.
That's how
I always feel like I don't care what she got on. She could be bumming around with a holy t-shirt on. She looked dope to me. She truly looked good. My wife she's modeled quality. She'd be Mrs. Universe to me, but I'm sure there's dudes in her inbox that feel the same way. Listen, my gun works.
Look
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah. Allegedly. Look, stop laughing, Rainbow. I'm not who I used to be.
Yeah, we trying to push that, but
Yeah, but anyway, so she told me she was gonna have it. So we ended up calling the transplant place, and Trish lives out of New York right now. So they did the lab work. She had to go to another doctor's and whatever. But anyway, I was talking to the doctors, the nurses, and my transplant coordinator. I was talking to them a lot, like in between July and like October. I was hearing from them on a regular. And then all of a sudden, contact went off. Like contact just completely shut down. So I'm like, now mind you, my dialysis people, they knew that my sister and everything had got tested and she was a match. And I was told I was going to get the transplant, in the beginning of December, right before Christmas. So I'm like, yo, that'd have been dope, a dope Christmas gift, you know, whatever. But I stopped reaching out. They stopped reaching out. I'm calling, leaving messages, no nothing. You know, I'm not hearing from anybody. And finally, my dialysis nurse, social worker, calls me and she goes, well, what's going on with your transplant? And I'm like, well, the social worker, she stopped reaching out to me. I'm like, you know, I haven't heard anything. So I'm at work now. I'm a school teacher. I teach first grade, you know, so I'm hearing from, you know, I'm in school, you know, and she's like, well, give me a few minutes and I'm gonna call you back. So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. She doesn't call me back. The 516 number pops up, and it's the transplant social worker. Mm. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? You know, and she was like, well, I'm like, so, you know, my sister told me, you know, she's a match, you know, you guys told me that we had a potential December date. And I'm like, here it is. We're in December, entering in December. I don't remember, it was like right after Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So they're like, well, what we think is best is that you see if you could find another donor. I'm like, find another donor? What do you mean? Why? And they're like, well, you know, due to the fact that she had other doctors and another social worker, they couldn't give me her information. So I called Trish and I'm like, yo, Trish, something happened with you with not being able to give me a transplant, not giving the kidney. And she's like, what are you talking about? Nobody's called me. She's like, I've called, and the lady name was Ming. She's like, I called Ming a bunch of times and she hasn't returned my calls. So I'm like, I don't know. They won't give me the information. So she ended up calling them, and she called me back like 20 minutes later. And now, mind you, I'm at work. I'm a mess. You know, I'm calling like, yo, I had this. I'm thinking I'm getting ready to get a kidney, and now it's like I'm not. So she was like, you know, she has with her skin keloids a lot. You know, it was like, you know, it'd be difficult for the surgery. You know, and surgery, whatever it was. They was like, it would.
Why did they wait so long to tell y'all this? Like, why wouldn't this be something they could have told y'all months before?
I don't know. You know, so you know that right there. You know, now I go back into my kick where it's like,
now you're depressed again.
I'm done. You know, and now mind you, you know, me and Erica, we fought before I even got on dialysis. You know, it was like, you know, she used to tell me, you know, don't worry about me. You got kids you gotta live for. She's like, you got 4 daughters that you gotta live for. And I'm like, yeah, but I said, y'all all could live, you know, off of me. You know, I get the insurance. You know, I taught Tati how to make the drinks. I taught Erica how to make the drinks. You know, I'm like, you know, y'all always got to hustle at the end of the day, you know. So, and I'm like, you know, I got certain things that you could hold on that holds value. You know, my stocks, bonds, just different things that, you know, it'd be for you. But, you know, long story short, you know, come December, I started getting real sick. And Erica says, you know, she think that the depression kicked in. You know, I had an issue where right before Christmas, I fell and hit my head on a pole because I did dialysis at home. I hit my head on a pole. And if it wasn't for Erica seeing me, you know, I don't know what would have happened. But, you know, she helped me, you know, she helped me, you know, get myself together. A couple of days later, right before Christmas, it literally had to be like 2 days before Christmas, I fell, and it was like the middle of the night, and I knew I fell because I woke up on the floor with my dialysis needles. I was on the machine still hooked up, and I think because the machine kept beeping, I heard it. And I woke up, I'm on the floor, all the boxes is turned over, my side is killing me. I'm like, yo, what happened? And I'm in my head, I don't know. I'm trying to put everything together. Like, yo, first, how am I on the floor, and why are the boxes on the floor? And like, I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, okay, I probably passed out. So Erica would sleep, and, you know, like, so the next day I said, I'm like, yo, you know, I think I passed out on dialysis. And she was like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, yo, all the boxes and stuff on the floor. And I had a big bruise on my side. So I'm like, but I don't know for sure. I'm like, but that could be the only, you know, answer, because I was on the floor. Right. You know, so she set a new rule, and she was like, well, there's going to be no more doing dialysis in the middle of the night. You can only do dialysis, you know, while I'm up. So I could, you know, and that door is going to stay open. And like, I do it in my man cave. Well, I did it in my man cave. And she's like, that door has to stay open, and I need to just make sure you're okay. You know, I'll keep checking on you. So fast forward to December 28th. I was feeling like crap. Like, I woke up feeling like crap. So I'm like, yo, you know what? I feel really, really bad. I'm just going to go ahead and get on the machine. But she's like, all right, go ahead and get on. I mean, when I said like 8, 9 o'clock. So she was like, okay, she's going to get up and she's going to lay on the couch. And if I need anything, I need whatever it was. The last thing I remember is she asked me if I wanted, I felt sick. I was on the floor. I remember this. I was sitting on the floor, and she said to me, "Do I need to call 911?" And now, Don, you know me for the longest. You asked me, "You got to go to the hospital?" No.
That's a man thing anyway. That's what men say.
No, we've done it many times at the station when he used to come to, when he used to be at Yak, and I'll be like, "Yo, you're not feeling well, bro. You want us to, call 911? Let's go to the hospital." Nah, I'm good, bro. Nah, I'm gonna get home. All right, I'm good. Yeah, man, I can't force a grown man to go to no hospital now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so what happened was I ended up going to I sat on the floor and she looked at me and she was like, "Should I call 911?" And I looked at her and I was like, "Yeah." And I think I seen in her eyes, and this is when I seen in her eyes, like she knew it was real. Like we've been together, 9 years, and it's like I've never said to her, "Dial 911." I've said to her, "Yo, it might get to the point where I might have to go to the hospital," but it hasn't gotten to the point where I'm like, "Yo, dial 911."
Right.
And
that means it was serious.
Yeah, I don't remember much of anything. I've heard stories from her. My mom's. My mother-in-law.
Why do you think you don't remember anything?
I don't know. I want to blame it on toxins in my blood. I want to blame it. I could say, because I had a mental breakdown, that maybe it was the I want to block out what happened.
Was this the first sign of anything? Like, was this the first? How long? Like, when did it start from you not remembering things? Like, from people telling you, "Oh, remember this," and you like not remember that.
Like right before I had a Christmas show with my kids, and now the music teacher, she sent the video out of the Christmas show because we didn't have a Christmas show this year. So she emailed us a Christmas show. So I'm looking at, I put the Christmas show on the board for the kids, so they could see themselves because they was in kindergarten at the time. So they got to see the old performance, kindergarten, first, second, third grade at the time. They get to see everything. So my class was the first grade class at the time. They're now second graders. And I'm standing on stage.
And you don't remember that?
I looked at my co-teacher and I'm like, "Yo, I don't remember that." And she looked at me and she was like, "Well, you're there." She was like, "You helped prepare the show." And I'm like, "I don't remember that." Wow. And I'm looking at I keep going back to it and I'm like, "Yo, what was I doing that I couldn't remember that?" And I'm like, maybe that was like the beginning of the end, and I don't mean the end of me dying, but I mean the end of that's where it was like, okay, it was getting to the point where, it was really bad. And my principal, after I came back from, from having my transplant, my principal said to me, he was like, "Yo, I honestly was waiting for your wife to call and say, Mr. McLean didn't make it, and
it was that bad."
Like we had already had an administrative meeting. He's like, because, every time you walked around the school, he was like, and I'm talking about, I'm going back to October. He used to try and send me home at least 3 times a week. Like, "Yo, I don't like how you look. You got to go home." And I'm like, "All right." 2:45, he'll come around and I'm doing dismissal. He'd be like, "Didn't I tell you to go home?" I think I can do what I'm doing. I'm going home. And that's how I've always been. So.
All right. So let's jump on T-Mac Fitness, man. TL Mac Fitness. First of all, let's start with the name change. Because it was T-Mac in the beginning. All of a sudden went to TL Mac. What is TL Mac?
Well, T-Mac, I'm Terrence McLean, and the T-Mac was like that was just my whole embroidery. So me and you talked about, enhancing my logo, and you did some research and found out that there's already a T-Mac Fitness. So, even though that person's, has nothing to do with me, it was like, okay, if I'm going to get trademarked and get the logo and copyrighted and LLC, I need to make sure everything is on point. Even though I knew there was a T-Mac Fitness out there, that's why, a lot of times with my email, you see it's T-Mac Fitness 2020. So, me and you talked, and he was like, "Nah, switch that up." So all I did was incorporate my middle name. So it's Terrence L. McLean. So T-Mac, TL Mac.
Gotcha.
So it became something, from years ago. I was training people, but I wasn't certified.
So when did you get certified?
I got certified August 19th, 2020. So I just got certified.
Is it like a big test you got to take or something?
It's the test is kind of crazy. It's a lot of questions, but it's actually like a 12-week program. But I did it in 6. But You understand? I was home, so all I had to do was just open up the computer and just keep reading and reading. A lot of stuff that was on the test I had already known, but then there was also a lot of stuff that I needed to know that I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if you don't study or you don't have any, you know, basic knowledge of the body and what the body should be able to do, you know, you're not going to pass that test. So if you just want to say, okay, I want to go make some money, you know, I could be a trainer, or I've seen this person do this, I'll do that.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because I've seen a lot of people, you know, that was the move to get with girls.
Yeah, you know, the whole thing is, you know, like, first you
I
gotta
could
know
be a trainer. I learned what the body's supposed to do. I can do that.
You have that knowledge because you're a massage therapist, and you'll make probably one of the better trainers.
Ooh, let me go out here and become a trainer.
I'll send you information after we get off.
All right.
So
that'll be another hustle I got.
Thanks, Mama. Yeah, listen. I promise you, know, and there's a lot of women out there that's looking for female personal trainers. And I know a couple of dudes that's looking for female personal trainers.
Why is that? Look, why is that?
I can't answer that question. I mean, but when I stepped onto it, you know, it was like once I was looking at like, okay, you know, if COVID happens again, you know, I need to have a side hustle where I could teach people, you know, we go to the park, we could do boot camps, we could do workout sessions, and that would have been my side hustle. But it actually turned out to be a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be, and it's a beautiful thing. But you know, before we go on, you know, shout out to Sayings by Butter, my other cousin Keisha. You know, she made my original logo. You know, so y'all see that T-Mac Fitness, you know, with the bicep. So, you know, she made the original logo. And when I had, you know, when I had to switch it up because Dawn was like, yo, you know, you can't make no real money, you know, with that name. You know, whenever you look it up on Google, it's always going to come back to somebody else.
Other guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, and it made sense, you know, and, you know, me and Dawn, we've always, shot stuff off of each other, you know, even when it came to you guys doing the Evening Rush, you know, it was always something, you know, we've always talked about, you know, Creeping Nation, when I did the, you know, the parties, you know, when I did different things, even when it came to expanding the team. So it was more so, what's up, Shells? It came out to, you know, it came out with, you know, I just had, you know, he was just always the person that came to me. So anyway, you know, he sent me the company that does the logos. So, you know, I'm looking at different things on their website, you know, like, well, the guy kept sending me just different fitness stuff. And I'm like, yo, this stuff right here don't fit me. You know, I'm like, not anything. So he was like, well, send me a picture of you. So I'm like, all right, you know, and so he was like, okay. And then when I sent him the picture, he was like, okay, give me a day. And when I gave him the day, he sent me another bicep, you know, and he sent me my logo that I have now. And I'm like, when I seen this logo, I was like, that's it. My wife was like, that's it right there. That's the winner.
That's right it.
Because that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
You know.
That's me.
He had to go look at it. Yeah. That's me.
You know, and it's like, you know, it's a beautiful thing because, you know, I came so far, you know, I go back, you know, I don't know if everybody, you know, I don't know who's watching or whatnot, you know, but, you know, definitely appreciate that. Some people remember when I was 285 pounds, I might have hit 300, but wasn't on a scale. But
you were big and round.
I was a big boy, you know, and
round.
I'm looking at my daughter's kindergarten pictures with my wife, and, you know, I'm looking at these pictures, and I said to Erica, I said, yo, why you never told me I was that big? And she was like, I thought you knew.
Right. How the hell we didn't know that you didn't know that you was that big.
And that's the thing, you know. And
you know what it is? Because you see yourself every day and you like, this is me. And but when you see the change, you like, damn, that was me.
And what it was, and what's funny was like what happened was like I had the picture side by side with a striped blue shirt on, and what we was doing was we was giving clothes away to Goodwill. So Eric was like, yo, you gotta try these on. You gotta try these on. So I'm like, I tried the shirt on, and she took a picture of me.
It was a dress.
It was a dress, yeah. And so she sent me the picture together side by side, and I'm like,
Who that?
Why you tell me I was that big?
And
it was like, okay, and I've been into fitness for so many years, but I didn't realize that I had ballooned that far out of shape and it got that crazy.
So you had to basically change up your eating habits.
Yeah,
that's what I was about to say.
At the time, I wasn't a big pork eater at the time. I wasn't, I eat beef here and there. I love steak, and
out the steak because I still love steak. But
yeah, I love steak. And at the time I wasn't eating no pork until me and my wife got together. I'm not even gonna hold y'all up. I stopped eating pork when all she ordered was rib tips and pork fried rice. And
a woman of my own heart.
And I looked at him like, yo, that look kind of good. And she'd be like, but you don't eat pork. Let me taste it. Let me get a taste. She'll give it to me, and I'm like, and after a while, I used to order, rib tips, pork fried rice, or I try and switch it up and order boneless spare ribs with chicken fried rice, thinking I'm doing something, but it just wasn't working, and when I finally got back in the gym, right before I had my major surgery, I had stopped eating pork and red meat like that. It was more so chicken and fish. And then once I had the transplant, now I've had the transplant. Tomorrow's the 3rd. Wow, tomorrow makes 11 months that I've had the transplant.
Beautiful.
And, yeah, the year went by quick, and I went vegan. So now I'm full vegan. Plant-based. I don't eat anything that has a mother. Except
we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that.
Yo, hold on. Because I remember I wanted to know about the Beyond Burgers, and you told me about
no. You know why I said we're gonna leave it at that.
The funny thing is, she know I say that. I say it all the time. I eat only one thing with a mama.
Look here. God damn it! Don't you dare!
You used to it by now.
Shut up.
So what would be your normal day of eating?
Veggies. I just started like in the morning star. They got this maple flavored sausage patties for breakfast. Like those, but a lot of vegetables. I'm big on spinach, big on broccoli. I try different things. They have the soy meat stuff. Where I can make they got chicken, they got crumbles where I can make like a burrito or something.
I thought they said soy isn't good for you either.
Again, soy is not good for you, just like fried chicken is not good for you. Steak isn't good for you if you have it in in abundance. So
the reason why is I think they were saying about soy, it has female hormones in it.
Estrogen.
Yeah, estrogen.
Yeah. So
it has a lot of estrogen.
Now, I could take the shirt
off. For women, it's fine. For men, they're saying it's be too much because then you start acting like a woman.
Nah. You get like man boobs.
Yeah, man boobs and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's because I stopped drinking that and I started drinking a lot of almond milk.
Yeah, so that. And that's what only time I drink like almond milk or cashew milk is like in a protein shake.
Yeah. Okay.
But outside of that, I don't drink almond milk, cashew milk. But once in a while, my drink is water.
Okay. So you're saying you only drink it on occasion, but it's a better supplement than dairy milk.
Yes. You think about it, do cows or pigs or anything pull a human woman to the side and say, yo, let me get some of that breast milk?
Let me get some of that breast milk. But we also only have it if you're lactating.
Yeah.
Cows always lactating, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty much. But you think about it, how unhealthy is that? And the question that most people say to me is like, yo, well, where do you get your protein from? The strongest animal in the jungle is a rhino. And a rhino is a vegan. They only eat grass, they don't eat meat, well, somebody said to me, well, what about a lion, a tiger? And I said to him, well, listen, when a lion attacks a rhino or a buffalo, they come from behind. They'll never come at them head up, because head up, a rhino will destroy a tiger.
Mm-hmm.
But if you come from behind, they got the upper hand. So now me,
It's all
you
about
come at me.
strategy.
It's all about who? Strategy? Pretty much, yeah.
Yo, we gotta take 2 seconds and pay some bills. Let's shout out all these sponsors. Rainbow, let them know.
Oh, you want me to shout them out? Huh?
Yeah.
That's my job for the day. No,
That's your
let me
job.
stop. So, as you see, we have one of our sponsors here. TL Max Fitness is in the building. We have Flourishing Hair Care Systems of NYC. Plush Vodka. Dawn, you ain't got a bottle today?
I'm
Forget it.
drinking.
Whatever. Anyway. And we have the gallery. Those are our 4 sponsors.
Gallery. Shout out to the gallery who comes on every Tuesday from 7 to 9 on Extreme FM.
And you got e-bling accessories. You know, my wife $5 bling.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a new side deal.
Someone told me that. Sorry.
Shout out to e-bling.
E-bling.
Bling accessories. Yep.
And then
e-bling accessories.
Always check us out on Anchor FM, Google, Spotify, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're all over. You know,
we're everywhere.
Everything's the Evening Rush.
Stream us on whatever you want.
Now that fitness is on here, check your girl's dreams.
Shout out to the
what?
So stupid.
I'm over it. I'm out. Done.
Yo, so let's go back. Let's get back into the topic, which is basically how do you train during COVID right now? What's the best ways to train?
Well, I'm an avid. I go to the gym, you know, but not everybody.
Some gyms are shut down.
I don't know. Not where I go at. Everywhere I've been, you know, maybe because
I don't know that they haven't shut the gyms back down yet.
They opened up like the beginning of September.
Oh, okay.
I mean, even before that, you know, I had a couple of, you know, connects where we was going to gyms, you know, before, you know, they was open. But that's
Shut up. Stop telling on yourself.
Well, uncomfortable.
Listen, I had to do it. You know what I mean? Think about it. I'm very close with a lot of pro bodybuilders.
Well, some people are uncomfortable wearing a mask and working out. So
see, and that's the thing, though. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you want to talk about your health. You know, so this virus is too new for us to know what's what and what's not. So me personally, you know, you guys watch my stories. You know, you'll see that I'm in the gym. I'm always wearing my mask. You know, I also have gloves on also. You know, and I'm not talking about workout gloves. You know, just in case I touch anything. You know, and them gloves go in the wash machine at least twice a week, or hand wash them. But, if you're gonna work out at home, you know, I would say, you know, get some resistant bands, push-ups, you know, sit-ups, crunches, jumping jacks like Dawn likes to do. You got to do something to burn calories. So, you know, I had a young lady that was talking to me the other day, and she was like, you know, she doesn't like to go out much. And, you know, I told her the same thing, and she was like, well, the only thing I like to do is walk, but I don't like to go outside. So I said, you know, when you watch a movie,
have steps in her house?
Yeah, no, she lives in an apartment. So I said the same thing.
You gotta walk around your apartment, girl.
Put your movie on and just walk in place, jog in place. If you do that, you know, you're gonna get your steps up. So, you know, but also, you know, for toning, you know, you have people that have had the surgeries done, you know, and you have a lot of the excess skin. So you got to do something to tone. So some people don't have weights in the house, and at this time, you know, I realized weights are expensive. So you could just go on Amazon and order some resistant bands. Those aren't too expensive. Somebody I just know just bought a couple for like $30-$40, and it sent a nice pack.
I mean, if it depends on how many pounds you. I think I've got a 2, a 3, and a 5 pound. It was like $28 on Amazon.
My 2-year-old grandson uses.
Shut up. So what? It's pounds. Whatever.
I mean, what they got about this. God, I had to do it.
She left it open.
So I mean, like, you know, but you know, as long as you're doing some type of work, you know, a lot of people, like, you know, still laid off, so they're just home. So a lot of people are just sitting on the couch and they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, and all you hear is,
No, I'm joking.
I put this COVID weight on, and I'm like, you know, even when I was sitting home, you know, even when I was home and I couldn't, you know, go to the gym because everything was closed, I was still getting outside walking, and I was walking a lot. You know, I was averaging over 5-6 miles a day, and then a few times you see me, I jump up to 11-12 miles in a day. So it was like,
you
know,
your own with that one. I don't want to walk that much. That's like walking. That's like walking in Disney World.
No, yeah, well, let me tell you, and this was the funny thing. I walked one day. You know, I used to walk from Howard Beach entrance on the Bell Parkway to Pennsylvania, and I turn around and come back. Or I walk from Pennsylvania down to Atlantic Avenue and cut back up and come into Howard Beach. But then one day I said, you know what? Let me go to Canarsie Pier.
Oh, hell no.
So I walked from Howard Beach to Canarsie Pier and cut up to Atlantic Avenue, cut back down into onto Cross Bay, and cut back and came home. So, you know,
this man done walked all the Epcot.
I can't do it. I'll be honest.
And at the time I was doing a push-up challenge. So I was still doing my push-ups. So, you know, I had my wife, you know, to verify my count. So now it was a 10,000 push-up. It was 10,000 for the month. So I actually ended up doing like 25,000, and my mileage was crazy for the month.
Nope,
I can't do it. I can't even walk to the corner store. That's just too much work.
No, but see, at the end of the day, you know, the first thing you would ask yourself.
What? Now that's called laziness.
Yeah, that's lazy.
That's why you got to call.
But this is the one thing
to the corner store.
Right?
To the corner store. That's a lot, man.
See, me and Dawn think differently, you know. And I look at it, you know, first, you know, you got young kids, Dawn. So, you know, I got my youngest child is 10, but I got my grandson is 2, and my granddaughter, she's months. You know, she was born in June, so she's about to be 6 months. So my whole thing is, at the end of the day, I want to be alive to see them. I want to see Tati walk down the aisle. I want to see Vanessa walk down the aisle. I want to see all of that. You know, even though they're not walking down the aisle until they're 99, I want to be alive for that.
Here we go. Tati's old enough to have a baby, but not old enough to get married. Explain it to me. Explain it to me.
Look, just like Erica's looking out the door and she said Vanessa could date at 16. Y'all remember Den of Thieves?
Yeah.
Bring them on over.
Listen,
like that boys, huh?
Yeah.
Dawn, you agree, Dawn?
110%. It took a while to let go, man. I'll be honest.
How did y'all start dating? Y'all had to be dating someone's daughter.
At the I was.
I don't remember.
Erica, if you don't go in the room and shut the door, you're gonna be grounded for a month.
I don't remember.
No one believes
you up, Rainbow.
No one.
That was a long time ago. Long time ago.
That was like
long time ago. Long time
30 years ago.
Long time ago.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna be, I never dated ever in my life. I'm a virgin.
With 4 daughters, you're a virgin. Yeah. Okay.
We found them kids on the street.
Yeah, whatever.
They just appeared.
You already told us you was a scumbag. So
look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Here's the truth. Right? God bless my wife with kids. 4 kids.
No, whatever. Erica never said she was the Virgin Mary. She didn't say that.
She's the Virgin Erica.
Whatever.
So now let's get into it. We got this month starting January 21st.
No. Wait, before that, let's talk about.
That's my sister's birthday.
I started the biggest.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about the Biggest Loser first.
All right, I just started the Biggest Loser. It goes from January 1st to April 1st. I have about 30 something people that joined up to lose weight. You know, and it's not so much where it's not a diet. Like I tell anybody, you know, it's a lifestyle. So if you start the year off, 3 months is a quarter of the year. So if you take a quarter of the year and you invest that into your health, it's going to change a lot of things, you know. So I hope you don't sit back and say, okay, well, I'm going to do 90 days and lose this weight. And after the 90 days is up, you put that weight back on because you say, okay, well, I did the competition. Now it's over. It's over. You know, I'm looking at it as a way to jumpstart some things. So even though the competition for the financial part of it is locked up now, but anybody can join that wants to still lose weight because I'm still taking people on just to join, just to push them so they can see other people. You know, I have females that weigh over 300 pounds. I got men that weigh close to 400 pounds inside the challenge. So, you know, it's all about pushing yourself in where you want to go. You know, at the one point I was 285. Right now I'm like 210. You know, by the time I end the challenges, I plan on being like 175, you know, between 175 and 165.
See, so that's the thing. Like, I once I get past 210, I feel sick.
That's because you got to ask yourself, are you doing it the healthy way? Now, I mean,
no, everything when I go on diets, I do it healthy. I don't.
You heard the problem you said? Heard what the problem was?
Yeah.
When you go on diet, stop changing. It's not a diet. It's lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change.
Yeah. Once you start taking stuff out your diet, right? And I use bread as an example. If you pour water on top of dough, it expands. So when you take it out your diet, you know, and then after you say, okay, I'm gonna be on diet till I get to 220 pounds, 210 pounds. I use your weight. After you put the bread back into your diet, you're gonna blow back up because you took it out. What I preach in the lifestyle change is you don't take certain things out your diet. You just limit it. You say, okay, and I'm gonna continue to do that for the rest of my life. You know, I don't eat bread like that. I eat bread here and there. I prefer the spinach wraps, things of that nature. Like I said, you know, earlier when we spoke, I'm very high on vegetables, and I like to. My new thing is now putting the vegetables in raw. Both. You know,
raw corn.
Anything, and I look at
raw corn. He said,
all right, see, now let's look at corn, right? And corn is not a vegetable. I mean, I'm gonna put it out there. You know, most people sit back and look at corn and be like, "Oh, corn is a vegetable, a fruit, whatever you want to consider it." But but corn has no nutritional value at all. And I'm gonna tell you this like this. And you think about it: if you use the bathroom after you ate corn, you could have chewed corn up for 3 days. But when you use the bathroom, whole. It still come out whole.
Yeah.
You're like, how did that happen?
Why is that? Now I'm gonna ask y'all a question, right? So y'all taking the doodoo and y'all looking in the toilet after y'all doodoo?
You damn right.
Yeah. People will say, I don't do that. Yeah, you do.
That's what you're supposed to. This way you know if your stool is regular. Right. Like you need to make sure you're healthy.
Yes. Yeah. And that's something everybody should do, you know. You know, the first thing I'm gonna tell anybody, you know, I don't care what your age is, you know, anybody, once you hit 18 and over, you should start going to the doctor, getting yourself checked out. 40 and over, you should be in the doctor at least every 6 months, getting yourself checked, you know, for everything. You know, there's so much stuff going on out here. You know, I'm a victim of kidney disease, and I found out I had kidney disease, and I was 28, 29 when I found out. So it's easy for, you know, especially with the stuff that we're eating. You know, everything that we eat pretty much, you know, down to the vegetables, have all type of antibiotics and stuff that we don't need. They just do it so it'll be fresher longer, you know, it'll taste better, it'll come out a lot bigger. And that's stuff that we don't need. You know, you think about it, you know, 20 years ago, you know, we didn't have so many obese kids. And you ask them, well, why did the kids get obese? I mean, one thing is, you know, most kids are sitting in front of the PS4, PS5, not going outside playing. But then secondly is, you know, everything that they're eating is full of sugar and full of steroids.
That's 100% true. That's definitely 100% true.
So I mean, me on my, you know, and that's what I tell anybody. You know, if you want to change, you want to change your lifestyle. Don't change your diet, because a diet you can add things and take things out. You know, you can sit back and be like, oh well, why am I not losing weight, or why did I put all this weight back on? And you sit back and say, okay, well, what did you do different? Okay, well, I was on a diet. Okay, so when you was on a diet, what did you take out? Oh, I wasn't eating pizza. So the day after you got off the diet, what's the first thing you had? Pizza. So after a while, it's going to start, you know, adding weight. So it might not be within a week, but within a month or two, if you lost 20 pounds, you're going to at least put 10 of those back. But if you sit back and you start eating everything that you're supposed to in moderation, or you want to, you know, you're gonna see that the weight's either staying off or you're gonna come down a lot smaller. Now I tell all men, Don, all men, you know, no, I mean women are a little bit different, but I tell all I'm talking to the men right now. All men, I personally feel like y'all should get in the gym. You know, lifting weights. They're not gonna have you looking retarded. You know, a lot of females be like, yo, I don't want my man looking like he's Hercules and nothing like that. A lot of women, you know, they want their man to be healthy. And in order to be healthy, you got to take care of your body from the inside out. So if you're not taking care of your body from the inside out, of course, you're going to have a lot of malfunctions. And it took me actually realizing that, and I sit back and I say, I was in the circuit for so many years. I got in the circuit in 2009. I started hanging around the circuit when I first came back from Arizona in 2008. And all I did was party. And if I would have got some rest, maybe I wouldn't have been on dialysis ever. But if I'd have stayed in the gym, maybe it wouldn't have been ever. Maybe it would have been later on in life. Maybe it would have been when it was. God, He has things set up.
Plan.
Yeah. So at the end of the day,
you can have a plan all you want. Whatever God's plan for you is for you.
So how long is the biggest luger, the biggest luger?
He said January 1st to April 1st.
90 days.
Okay.
90 days. So I mean, now
I gotta understand why that in my house certain things are not going to be eaten, or people
are. That's right. Joy's a part of it. That's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joy. She sent the weight in. And I think she has potential to do great things. But even with me, you
need your help, Don.
My wife. If she sees me doing something out the ordinary, she'll question it. Like I have this thing where I drink water. So this right here is 16 ounces, right? I may drink 10 or 15 of these a day. And that's too much. So the wife, every so often, she'll be like, all right, that's enough. That's enough. I shouldn't be drinking no more, truthfully, especially with my doctor's okay with it, but, they just restricted me now. Now I'm down to 96 liters a day. So, 96 ounces a day. So now, at one point it was like 160, 200 ounces a day. Like I was getting it in, I was drinking more than the ground. I would drink 4 liters of water a day like it was nothing. But I'm working out, so I'm sweating, I'm thirsty, depending on what I'm eating, it might have a little bit more salt than I have.
Is that too much work for your kidney?
Nah, my kidneys are actually working in perfectly, but it's like what it was, I drink so much water, and like, especially over the last month or two, I realized my weight went from like 204 to 222. And I'm like, eating one meal a day. And I'm like, yo, why am I putting on so much weight? So of course I call the doctor like, yo, I need you to check the kidney. Something's going on. So then we pretty much started breaking down, whether my food intake, my water intake, my workout intake, my workouts. And she's looking at me, and she's not, mind you, I'm in the doctor's office. She's like, you drinking too much water. You should not. Right. So she put me on a water pill, and it's funny because I got on a water pill one day. I was 222 pounds. The very next day I got on the scale, I was 216 pounds. So
water weight is a lot.
I'm on a pill again. I'm on a pill till Wednesday. So I'm not sure what I'll become Wednesday, but I'm definitely, I know I'm going to come down a lot smaller, but at the end of the day, I don't care about that, because at the end, my water has to be depleted out of me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Especially for when I start training for this upcoming bodybuilding show.
And when is that supposed to be going down?
Well, my coach wanted me to get on with him in May. Physically, I don't think I'm going to be ready for May, because I have so many obstacles that I'm dealing with. As far as from with the kidney stuff, so I have so many different meds, and I'm on prednisone. So it's certain things that I have to push more harder, because prednisone, no matter what you do, prednisone is going to keep putting weight on you.
Because it's a steroid.
Even though it's a steroid, it's not an antibiotic steroid. So it's one that'll blow you up and make you fat. So if you see anybody that's been on steroids for asthma or any type thing else, and they're constantly on prednisone, it blows them up. So that's why I'm constantly in the gym. I'm in the gym more than the average gym rat. Because
is that something that you will also have to like stop before you are able to compete?
The prednisone?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm on prednisone for my life. So that's why I have to go ahead and work that much harder. So when my coach spoke to me, because my coach is actually going to be in the show in May. He wanted a couple of his clients to be in the show with him, and I personally don't feel like I'll be ready, because I know I look at him, and when I see him now, I'm like, he's like he's
no way I'm gonna be ready for that.
Carved, and I'm like, me standing next to him, I would like a fat slob standing next to him. Like when I he got a granite, and it's the funny thing is he hasn't even started his depletion yet. So I'm like, I could only imagine how you're gonna look in May for the show, and he starts his depletion in February, March, the end of February, beginning of March, and I'm like, if I put pictures up of him right now, people are gonna be like, yo, who the hell is that? And I mean, he's not big because he's all natural. You know, he's not like the Kai Greens of the world, you know, the big Rammies, the Phil. He's such a smaller guy, but he's just shredded. You know, shout out to my coach, one more rep, Zoe. You know, that's my guy. You know, he was the first one. He reached out to me about doing the shows and doing them the all natural shows. So we'll see how that works.
Gotcha.
I have a question about bodybuilding. Not really. Kind of, sort of. So I saw somewhere that people think The Rock is on steroids. Do you think that?
Erica, is The Rock on steroids?
She said no.
She said no. Now, she has a crush on The Rock. But
who does it?
If you look at The Rock, right?
What female does it?
If you look at The Rock over the years, The Rock's body has changed. You know, if you look at certain movies like I think the last one he did, The Fast and the Furious, and then Sean Hobbs, he was extremely big. But then when you watch him after the movies, he comes down so much. So I think during the movies, he might be like a good 280, 290. But then when he's just regular on the street, he's 220, 230, maybe 250. So in order to put that much mass on, you have to add a supplement to it. So
you're saying it's steroids? Is that what you're saying?
You know, I'm not gonna say he is, but my opinion is I would think he's on something.
Well, he can't use like those cans of mass muscle or something like that.
What?
I know you're talking about like protein shakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Muscle milk? Is that what you was talking about?
Well, I take muscle milk. So, you know.
I mean, if you take the muscle milk plus you banging like every day, like going hard.
No,
like
but what I'm trying to say,
I personally feel he's on steroids.
You don't think he's on steroids?
No, I think he bulks up, you know, for a part. I do agree because I've like you said, you've seen him in certain movies and he's like humongous. But then if you see him on Ballers, he's like he doesn't look that big. Yeah,
and you even if you follow his wrestling career early, you know, when he was Rocky Maivia,
he was very small.
He was very small, and then like he took a couple of months off, and he came back, and it was like, God damn, he went from the Pebble to the Rock. Now in certain movies I see him and he's like the Boulder because he's huge.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that because he just, I don't know. He just seems like he's talks about fitness and this and that and eating right and this and that all the time.
Okay, let's add this. Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Rocky. They've always talked about fitness, right? But if you look at them, right, and I just tell you one thing you got to look at because everybody talk about pimples. If you look at a person's veins, a natural person that just lifts weights, you know, their veins are very, you know, you could actually see their veins very pronounced. That you could see, you know, their veins is popping out. But a person that's on steroids, their veins may be about a little bit bigger. They get thicker. Gotcha. So, you know, I use an example like Ronnie Coleman. You know, his veins, you know, even years after he stopped competing, his veins is still very, very well seen. Kai Green, you know, dudes like that, you know, and these are people that I adore and I honor, you know, because, you know, they're where I want to be, you know. So I'm not gonna sit back and say, you know, if it came to the point where if I had to go back on that route, you know, if it came close to me making millions to support my family and I had to get on steroids, I'm not gonna sit here and say I wouldn't because I've done it before. But you know, I know what the.
But don't that take away from the, you know, you doing the training right now, showing people that, you know, there's better ways, better help to keep them healthy?
It depends on who you're training. Like, you know, if let's say I train you, for example, and your goal is to lose weight, right? You'll be like, okay, well, he's fit, you know, and I'll sit back and tell you, okay, well, you're not going to get as big as me because you're not going to take all the supplements I take. And I'm not going to get into all the supplements I take with a person. But I'll sit back and say, okay, well, you got to do this, you got to change this, you got to change that, and you got to do this. Just like with a female. A female will also say, well, I don't want to be looking like no man. And I sit back and I tell plenty of females, just because you lift weights, there's other things you got to do to actually change the physique to look actually manly. And that's when you got to actually start injecting and doing other things to make your body look manly. It's not just lifting weights because, you have some women. I mean, we're both wrestling fans, just like Erica's wrestling fan.
Yeah.
You have certain females that you look and they actually lift weights and you're like, damn, her figure is crazy. And that's just not from getting on the treadmill. That's actually lifting.
Got you. So let's get into this show you about to start on the Evening Rush Network. That's what I'm going to call it, the Evening Rush Network.
Okay, that sounds good. Starting January 21st, 8 p.m. I'm going to do the TL Mac Fitness Show, and it's going to be about health, fitness, wellness, beauty. We're going to touch a lot of topics. I have a couple of co-hosts coming on. Those are soon being named once we start getting the flyers and stuff together for the show. But it's going to be a couple people from outside of New York. So we're going to try and hit, the West Coast. We're going to hit South. We're going to go Midwest. And my first show is going to be a big show because I got a pro bodybuilder coming on the show.
Excuse me.
Nice. So you're already ready to go.
Yeah. And shout out to some of my sponsors. Again, when the show when we start putting everything together, I got quite a few sponsors already.
Yeah.
So
now you know the beauty of that, and I'm gonna be real with you. You went from hosting the Evening Rush to being on the Evening Rush Network, and it's like, wow. You know what I mean? You just did a full turnaround. You came right back home. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing like home. That's what it is.
Yeah, like I tell anybody, like, you never forget where you came from, and you always got to remember where you came from. If I make millions of dollars and I'm one of these huge fitness stars, whether it be from being a bodybuilder, from being a trainer, or just having podcast that talks about fitness, I'm always gonna remember my people that's been around me from gate. Whether they was actually in the gym shooting the shots with me, or they was actually sitting on the couch shooting the shit with me.
Copy.
So there's one person that I have to say allowed me to break out of my cage, and that's my wife. And I'm always gonna say that. My wife. And people like why you gotta ask your wife permission. I mean, in all retrospect, I don't have to ask
permission,
but it's respect.
I don't look at it. Yeah, it's respect.
It's not permission. That is your life. That's your life partner, and anything that has anything to do with her, she should have some say so.
Yeah, she does, and so I don't. I won't put anything out there until she reviews it. When she stamps her approval on it, that's when it's a go. Even like with TL Mac Fitness. First she came up with the name. I just because my coworkers was calling me Mac. So she's like, why don't you just do T Mac? So it became T Mac Fitness, and then when we spoke about it, she's like, well, why don't you add the L for your middle name? Mm-hmm. And we took it from there. And I'm like, how do you feel about me training? Down to the boot camps, down to the gym, down to the prices that I charge people for my as well as the app. She's the one that came up with the idea for the app. Why not everybody want to go to the gym? Why don't you do an app? So a lot of things she came up with, and then when I came to her with the idea about doing a podcast, she was like, some things is a no-brainer. She was like, this is what you want to do, so you go ahead and you do it. And she gave me the stamp of approval. So, also had to let her know, it's going to be a couple of female co-hosts. She knows who they are. She knows one, but she knows who another one's her fiance is. So, it's still respect, especially because I'm going to be, I don't want to use the word, but I'll be entangled with females on a positive note.
Mm-hmm. All right, so run through everything with everybody. Let them know where they can find you at. You know what it is.
All right, so you're looking for me. TL Mac Fitness. Phone number is 347-962-4736. Again, 347-962-4736. Email address is going to be TMAC Fitness FITNESS 2020 @gmail.com. That didn't change. It's still T-Mac Fitness 2020. I have a YouTube also now, where you're gonna see a lot of my content going up. TL Mac Fitness. It's gonna be on YouTube, which is actually up and running. I think I got like one post up, but it's just for today. I'm just got it up running today. Shout out to Dawn for getting me started with that. And that's gonna be it. Instagram, TL Mac Fitness 2020 on Instagram.
All right. So you already know what it is, man.
Holla at me. Looking for a personal trainer, get at me 347-962-4736.
This week we got Martine on this weekend. Martine. Yo, me and Rainbow both been waiting for this show for the longest. Once again, great woman, great author, great life
personality. She
woman, all around woman.
Yeah. And now she's going into being intuitive. So, I definitely want everybody to check that show out this Wednesday. But I'm gonna go out with my brother Fresh, man. That's gonna be the new way we end our show. So you'll hear his track before we break out. Because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be back on the air. So I just want to shout out Fresh. You know what I mean? He was a great dude, and I hope y'all enjoy what we have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. Yo, appreciate you having me on the show. Dawn and Rainbow. Love y'all guys. To the core. Y'all not my friends. Y'all my family. Well, Rainbow, you can't count because you're already my blood. So, but Dawn, you family. So, and yes,
same here, bro.
Rainbow is my little cousin.
Yes.
Yo, I definitely appreciate you, bro. You know what I mean? Rainbow, you already know we always appreciate you.
Yeah, shout out to Rainbow.
You ain't got no choice.
Shout out to Don, everything he doing. Shout out to my wife, E Bling and Accessories. Shout out to my cousins, Sayings by Butter. My man, Big Boy, he got his photography company. Fresh Wayne, he got a photography company. My daughter, she's up and coming, and Vanessa, she getting ready to do her own thing with her photography as well as her acting and singing. So, the McLean household is doing big things.
That's that hustler spirit. All right, y'all. Yo, check y'all out. Peace.
My nephew told me I'm a king in a crown fit. You can catch me in $1,000 outfit. I'm so Barkley, the rank got him stepping in. I can never leave my city so hood with it. She just swallow everything so good with it. I be praying for these niggas feeling bad for them. I could talk about my life, know that pain real. I see my moms get hit over somebody's drama.